Hello everyone, hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving, a nice Black Friday, and long holiday weekend coming up. This is Jill coming at you the morning after Purdue played Eastern Illinois, final score being Purdue 109, Eastern Illinois being 62. There was a lot that happened in this game, but also a lot that doesn't need to be discussed, because I think if you looked at the spread before the game, we were supposed to win by 40 or more points. So I think with that kind of in the back of your mind, it is hard to think about what was amazing and what went horribly wrong, just because it was technically a bye game. Obviously, we don't want to take any opponent for granted, but I think it was set up this way right after Thanksgiving for a reason. Key things that I was thinking about before I was watching the game was, one, make sure that we maintained a dominant performance after a tough MTE. Two, let's play a great game in Mackey, spread the love, and get a lot of players out on the court in 10 or more minutes just to have some fun out there and to obviously show our dominance across all of our players. And then, three, just maintaining our, sense of urgency, even for a team that is 2-4, now 2-5 in their play. So that was what I was thinking about, and really just wanted to have them have a fun game and see them enjoy their time in Mackey. So I thought a lot of that happened. There are a couple key things that I do want to highlight. One being Braden Smith hitting 10 assists in the game within 24 minutes. Normally he plays 36, 37 minutes, so he was really efficient yesterday. The other thing would be he is now has the second most assists within the Big Ten Conference. I think he's at 821 assists, and the most now is Cassius Winston sitting at 890 assists. So a bit of a ways to go, but the fact that he's number 2 is incredible, something that shouldn't be dismissed, because he's had such a great career here at Purdue, and the only place to go is up. So very excited for him, and a lot of clutch and cool highlighted assists. So definitely fun to watch those highlight reels after the game. Second player I want to highlight would be Daniel Jacobson. 24 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. He was perfect from the field and has been perfect since the Bahamas tournament. So the fact that he is perfect from field is awesome, and hopefully will stick around for a while since he's so close to the rim when he's shooting. But I think, when you're playing basketball, people pushing you around, trying to slap at the ball, obviously you get misses in there, but I think he has the most consecutive made field goals for Purdue since 1971. So very cool stat that happened in this game as well. The third player I do want to highlight would be Jakari Harris. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. He looked great on the court, very confident. I think he was looking for a shot and trying to get more confidence in his game, because he's obviously a great player, great shooter, and ever since we opened up the season, it's been kind of hit or miss with him, but I think if he's able to get consistent with his scoring abilities, then that is really key. Obviously, it's hard when you're coming off the bench and you don't have consistent minutes. You can't show these consistent plays or highlights for your team, but right now he's playing his role well, and I think if he's able to show that defensive dominance that he does have for any opponent's point guard to kind of relieve some of the pressure off CJ, that's going to be key. And then obviously as a clutch shooter to kind of take some pressure off Fletcher or Braden when things get tough. So I think that's going to be his role for this season, and I really hope that he's going to maintain this level of intensity, because he's obviously a great player, and you can tell he's got a really high ceiling for his capabilities and his skills. So very exciting to see that he had a great game today, and always want to see our players do well, especially the ones that coming off the bench and are really fighting for a starting spot next season. Another highlight would be 6 players had 10 points or more. Honorable mention would be Jack Benner with 9, CJ Cox with 8 points. So we shared the love, spread it around, and made sure all of our players had some opportunities to score. which I think is great. And you can really tell the depth this team has just by how many points everyone scored. So it's not just our starting 5 that are getting all these points and, have to have an on game every single game. We can, go to our bench, see if someone else is hot for the day and get them going. So I think that's exciting to see, especially in a game like this. So always am impressed when they're able to do that. So that is, just player stats and highlights there. Team stats, I don't think you're going to see anything that's surprising considering the opponent and the expectation of the win. But just to let you know what they are, we shot 63% from field, 48% from 3. Big stat for me would be free throws. We shot 16 out of 18, so 89%. Really great. Obviously, they fouled the right people, and they were able to make their free throws. So that's always going to be important, especially coming into conference play, because fouls are going to start to rack up. Rebounds, we were still pretty aggressive on the glass. Love to see that. Just continue to maintain that. Let's not let up for any play, like any team that we play, and make sure that when conference play starts that we maintain this high rebound caliber. Defense is going to be the key for this year. So as long as we're able to grab the ball, take care of it, that's going to be what's going to matter. Oh, Daniel Jacobson also had 6 blocks for this game, which is his career high, and it also is, I think 30 blocks on the season. Last year we had 59 for the entire year. So that is awesome that we're already in such a good position. And obviously having 2 bigs now that are true centers, Oscar Clough, Daniel Jacobson, that's going to be huge. And hopefully it continues. And the last thing I do want to touch on would be turnovers. In the first half, we had 8 or 9 turnovers, which is very uncharacteristic, I would say, for the team, and very unusual turnovers. A lot of traveling, bad passes, things like that, and just sloppy from the start of the game. But to end the game with 10 turnovers only, I think is really impressive, because that just shows you how they were able to clean that up quickly in the second half. So that is going to be key going into future games, is taking care of the basketball. If we're able to maintain control of the game, play our offense the way we want to, and not turn over the ball in, I would say, silly ways like moving your feet, that's going to be really important, because that is our game. We need to take care of it, and that is the stat I'll continue to watch. But very impressive that they were able to, again, end the game with only 10 turnovers after starting the game with 8. So I am glad that was cleaned up, but that was a concern for me, because the majority of the momentum that Eastern Illinois had was generated based off those turnovers. So we don't want that to be an Achilles heel for us, that's for sure. But I think in the beginning of the game, we just have to settle in, let the adrenaline kind of like run its course, and then play our game. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all that we want to talk about, because we could go in through all these stats, but they all just look great. So there's not anything crazy to highlight other than some key performances from the guys. So next up we have Rutgers at the Rack on December 2nd, which is Tuesday. So first conference game of the season. It'll be a tough one always. Conference play away is never to be trifled with, but it should be a fun one, and hopefully our guys do well, especially after coming off a nice win like this. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching this. Would love to hear your thoughts on the game below, and I will see you in the next one.